Talking Jersey more, Vinny and Dino.
I'm Vinny. That's Dino. In case you guys have forgotten.
Very good. Yeah, I know, it's been a while.
It's been a while. And actually, and Ryan puts our names on me. So as I'm talking over.
Making sure that.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah.
But it's been a while.
It's been a while.
You know,
mostly because of the weather.
Weather sucks.
Just like the Super Bowl did.
The Super Bowl. Oh my God. Did that happen? That's only been like a week and a half. It seems like it's been a month.
Feels like more than
But
that.
I tell you what, the big winner of the Super Bowl, I think, is not the Seahawks. It was the NFL. How lucky is the NFL? The weather leading up to the game was like 5 degrees all week. Then
the warmest temperature in 2014
was that day.
That day.
And then like an hour after the game, it started flurrying, and then the next day there's a blizzard.
How's New Jersey Transit doing after that, though?
Well,
they had a little rough time.
They're having a rough time.
Yeah, New Jersey Transit.
They had the cattle call over at the Secaucus. Not only that, you heard that they lost their trademark for their emblem.
Oh.
New Jersey Transit. They had you're supposed to renew your emblem every day. I didn't know any of this. All that I guess is trademark law and stuff like that.
Okay.
They don't. I guess you don't always own your emblem. I guess you have to renew it every so often. I don't know, 2 years, 5 years. So on top of all that bad publicity with the train backups for the Super Bowl, the little N with the little J. They had to reapply, and they almost lost their emblem.
Oh.
So those of you out there watching, if you have any businesses, you better make sure you keep your emblem up to date, because
I've never heard that.
I never did either. Maybe because they're a publicly thing. I don't know.
Maybe because the NJ.
Maybe. There's a possibility.
Because I don't think I have to renew my
logo.
logo.
That actually hit. I don't know if it hit. I think that hit during the Super Bowl week, and of course Super Bowl.
That was one of the many stories. I'm sure that week.
Like what? What else was going on?
Well, did the mayor go?
Mayor,
he got invited.
The East Rutherford guy. Yes,
Rutherford. He got sweet.
I think Elway stepped up.
Yeah,
gave him a
John
ticket.
Elway.
Yeah, John Elway. Nice going, horse teeth. So that was nice. I mean,
bet you Denver wishes John was on the field that day.
Peyton didn't look real good.
He didn't look good.
He didn't look good. He actually looked like he had a couple neck surgeries.
Even Eli looked like he was crying.
He had that face. Did they even show Eli during the
they
game?
did. Oh, they showed Eli a lot. Yeah.
Was he looking nervous? Yeah,
Sure, like he did most of the season.
Yeah. He lives in Hoboken, right? Eli?
Yeah.
So he kind of looked like the mayor of Hoboken, the girl with no eye makeup.
Ooh, how's she doing?
I have no idea. I think she's softening up on the crap that she was accusing Christie of.
I heard she's sleeping with the Fort Lee mayor. Is that true?
That would be an interesting couple.
That would be an
Did
interesting
you see his
couple.
hair?
Talk about bed talk.
He's got some wild hair, that guy. I don't even know what his name is. Do you even know?
Fort Lee mayor.
Fort Lee mayor, right. You know what else I heard, though?
What else?
That whole lane closure thing in the bridge. They didn't close the lanes on the bridge. They closed the lanes in Fort Lee. And you've been over the GW Bridge before, right?
Yeah.
You've been over the GW Bridge, Ryan?
Yes.
There's like 15 lanes that lead into the bridge?
Yeah.
Easily.
So you close like 2 lanes? Big fucking deal. I mean, seriously.
There's 13 other ones to choose from.
In all honesty, is it really that big a deal?
How about when the guy goes on break and you can't do the cash lane?
I mean, a union guy may have gone on break?
He may have gone on break. Did anybody investigate that?
No. You ever see that? You ever get in line in the toll booth and you're in line, then you see the guy lean out the window and goes, "No, you got to go like there."
Yeah, motherfucker.
So it's like, So what makes that any different than what may have happened that the governor knew about? Listen, we would be naive to say, we both have pretty much have been siding with Chris Christie on this.
Yes.
But we would be a little naive to think that he knew absolutely zero about it. And I'm saying, what's the harm in it? What's the harm in it?
Did he know Route 70 was closed down?
No.
Okay. I don't think he knows everything.
He's not
going to know everything.
He's not going to know everything.
People.
But I think after it happened, I would be led to believe that I think he might have known something about it. But I'm saying, so what? So what? I think it's just an excuse for these people in both parties to bust on him and just to discredit him, because they got tired of saying that his wife is ugly, so now they got to move on to something else.
A lot of politics in this state all of a sudden. How about that guy down in Trenton?
The former mayor?
Is he former yet?
I don't know. I
did
guess
he leave yet?
Well, I heard they took his driver away from him, so that could be the first step in losing.
Did he not have a license?
Well, you got to drive. You're the mayor of Trenton. You're big time. Big time. Tony Mack.
So the mayor has a driver.
Yeah.
Who's paying for the driver?
Probably the police department. Come on, you know how that works. It's a perk. It's a perk.
Mayor has a driver.
So he went to trial, and he was convicted. And his lawyer says that, well, I don't understand this jury. I proved all this reasonable doubt. Well, reasonable doubt. I never heard the lawyer say he absolutely did not take any bribes from some guy in the back room of a steak shop. No, that's okay.
He was hanging out in a steak shop. The mayor.
The mayor. Yeah, and I know.
Interesting.
And then they convict his brother too. I mean, that's so crooked. Get rid of this guy. And it's weird because his lawyer, he's like, "Are you going to appeal?" Well, we don't know. When your defense lawyer says, "Oh, well, I don't know," he's pretty much saying,
fucked, motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly.
I lost.
But again, I mean, and we do love New Jersey, right?
Yes,
that's why we're doing this show. But I mean, there's so many, huh?
I thought we were doing it for a paycheck.
I'm waiting. Did somebody stop the check?
Check's in the mail.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
Yeah. But there's so many blemishes, and we point them out because again,
shit's going down.
like we've said before, it's not because we're busted on jury. We're trying to point out this crap because clean up this shit. I mean, this is the mayor of the capital of our state. You'd think he would be a little bit more of an upstanding citizen.
You'd think Christie would be watching him.
But he shouldn't
more than
have.
George Washington
But he
Bridge.
shouldn't have to.
Shouldn't have to.
Why should he have to?
Why should Christie be watching the bridge lane closures? You shouldn't have to.
You hire
You
people.
shouldn't have to.
Hire people.
You
for
hire people, and they were making good money.
Right.
Over 100 G's a year. That's
yeah.
good money.
Good money
for
to
being
lay
off every holiday.
To lay cones down on the ground.
You know, working 7.5 hours a day.
Yeah, and I'm just sick and tired of New Jersey being the butt. No offense, Chris. Of jokes throughout the country. You turn on all the news, the news networks, the late night talk shows. They're busted on this guy. True or not, it still makes us look bad as Jersey residents. And we have a lot of fans out there that have moved from Jersey over the years that still consider this their home, no matter where they live.
Yep.
They're going to the corner market in North Carolina going, "Oh yeah, I'm from New Jersey, yeah." That's embarrassing. So I think we should clean some of this shit up.
Like the tainted heroin?
I think Philip Seymour Hoffman got a dose of that, didn't he?
Could you please explain to me, because I got into many arguments over this.
As did I.
The heroin was tainted. How about the fucking heroin?
Don't do it.
How about the fucking heroin?
Nancy Reagan, just say no. Oh, but wait, Dino, I got problems. Okay,
I got into another argument with somebody else. Well, it's an addiction. You don't know. You don't understand.
My veins are clean. I don't know about
I don't have any veins.
I'm good to go.
It sucks even me getting a blood test. They can't even find them. They're like,
They had a
ladies
fish.
tapping it. Oh, mister, you don't have no. Yeah, she talks like that too. That's the sad part.
Well, you know.
What happened?
You got the voodoo lady
yeah.
doing the needles, huh?
But
You got problems. So you.
I understand that if you've been doing it for a couple of years, it's an addiction. But as it wasn't the addiction the first time, hey, Vin, did you ever try heroin? That's not an addiction at that point. That's a decision.
Hey, I'd like to try some.
You fucked up.
That's right. You might die. That's okay. I'll give it a shot.
That's okay. I'll give it a shot.
Yeah. And that is a discussion that I know we've done on social media separately.
Yeah.
And listen, there's valid points on both sides. People say
there's no valid point about addiction when it comes to that.
No, I agree.
I'm sorry.
I agree.
The guy said he wanted to die with a needle in his arm. So if he saves 10 people from doing heroin, he did his job. That's fucked up.
That's a wacky way of looking at it.
That's fucked up.
I agree. But
and he died with a needle in his arm.
You mean to tell me?
I hope his kids saw that.
Yeah. Well,
nice fucking.
I'm sure they did.
Nice thing to remember his father by.
You mean to tell me a guy like that with all that money and success can't privately go into some kind of rehab center
and dye his hair? He looked horrible for 46.
Yeah. Well, I got gray hair too.
But you're not 46.
I'm 47.
It's a little different.
But my veins are clean. But you mean to tell me a guy like that can't check himself into Betty Ford quietly and go get himself some help?
Everybody does.
He can't
Everybody of stature
He
does.
can't go find a psychiatrist he can pay thousands of dollars and say, keep my name out of the press. I need help. No, I'm going to go to Jim Bob at the corner of whatever down in Soho, and I'm going to hook up with some heroin, and I'll feel better about myself. Oh, yeah, all my problems are better now. I'm not waking up.
How about Justin Bieber? He fucking first of all, he has a private jet. Where the hell this fucking kid got a private jet from?
And whose jet was it? It was like one of those rappers' jets because it was.
Well, his jet
Ryan,
was out
who
of
was
service?
it? I forget. But it was one of these rappers.
And the pilot said he had to wear a gas mask.
Yes.
There was so much marijuana on that plane.
Yes. That's mad. You know what? And no, you know what's scary? And you don't have kids, and my kids are old enough. But you have these kids, ages 10 to 15, on their phones, on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. They're looking up to these motherfuckers. Excuse my French, Mom. Sorry. But you know what, though? That shit scares me. So, and the thing that bothers me, getting back to Philip Seymour Hoffman, the funeral, they're all lining the streets around the corner. I've been to a funeral where the line was around the corner, and it was for a kid who was killed in Afghanistan. I'll stand in line. I went to a funeral a couple weeks ago of my daughter's basketball coach's mother died. We got there, we didn't know the mother. The line was out the door. It took us 45 minutes to get inside. She lived a good life. I guess she was involved in education. But Philip Seymour Hoffman dies with a needle in his arm from heroin, and every fucking Hollywood hack comes out. He was a great actor. He was. I liked him as an actor. But what the... that's demented.
He's doing his best acting job now, dead.
I tell you, he's doing a hell of a job. He might get an award for this.
But the thing with Justin Bieber, what kills me,
it's really killing. Bieber's killing him.
Fucking prick! You just got arrested last week. You're smoking pot on a fucking plane.
But it's a private plane.
I guess he flew from California. He got medical marijuana there and landed in New Jersey where medical marijuana.
Now, do these pilots have to fly over the states that have legalized marijuana? So they're like going like this.
Did he go down to Cuba? Trip around Cuba?
They hit Mexico on the way up.
Oh.
It's demented.
He's
And
a
you know what?
little fucking
And the
prick.
little girls will still listen and buy Justin Bieber stuff.
We love you, Justin.
You know, and people will still say, Philip Seymour, he was a great... I'm not saying he wasn't a good guy. He might have been the nicest guy in the world.
You know what?
But
if I saw him in a Starbucks
You punch him.
without a fucking shirt on, I'd punch him too. But I don't like Starbucks.
No, this coffee's too strong.
Nah, it's too strong.
I'm not,
Fuck your Starbucks.
I put in like 10 sugars, and it's still, I'm like, oh my God, what did I brew this with?
I don't know.
What's your Starbucks name anyway? What's your Starbucks name, Ryan?
My Starbucks name?
You don't know, when you go to Starbucks, they write your name on the cup? Somebody out there listening.
Fucking Dino.
So you be fucking Dino.
I mean,
Some people
what's your name?
Some people they put funky names. Look it up. During the break, Starbucks name. I swear to God, I don't go to Starbucks. This is what I've heard.
Wait, you have a name for your coffee cup?
Well, because they put your name on the coffee, and they say, okay, you can pick it up over there.
Okay.
So-
And people make up fake names?
People are fucking weird.
People are fucking pathetic. I swear to God.
Well,
People are
and know what they probably did? They probably took a picture of it and put it on Facebook.
They did a Starbucks coffee selfie of the wrong name.
That they made up.
We're fucking doomed.
Yeah.
We're fucking doomed. So anyway, today's Valentine's Day, and it's a very special day for you. It's
you know,
the
we've-
24th anniversary.
We've spoken
of
about this before, yes.
you proposing
Yes, I proposed at a lovely Christine.
on the boardwalk
1990.
at Jenkinson's during the day, though, not at night.
It was in February. It would be a little cold to do it at night.
It was cold during the day, no?
It was cold that day, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, 1990. That's like how many?
A couple decades ago.
A couple of hairstyles ago and a couple of fashions ago.
It's almost 3 decades ago.
Yeah, 24 years. Yeah, we're pushing it. We're starting the third decade. Yeah, but it's always a special day.
Yeah.
Even before we got engaged, But everybody.
Valentine's Day, I mean,
Are you busy at the club on Valentine's Day?
yeah, I'm busy at the club on
Do
Valentine's
you ever
Day. but-
have like a special or?
Yeah, we do a 4-course meal. We used
Oh,
to
you do?
hand out roses, but nah.
That's a pain in the ass. They just die. They just die.
I'm not sleeping with them.
And they die anyway.
They die.
The roses.
Well, relationships sometimes do. But
Well, didn't you have somebody?
I had
Didn't you have a funky phone call?
I had a fucked up phone call this week.
That was wild. This is actually
guy-
this will make you laugh actually. So listen.
This guy actually called me up and says, "Can I talk to the owner?" I said, "Yeah." I'm speaking to him. He says to me, "Well, you're going to think this is weird, but I really have to do this.
So right off the bat,
Okay.
you know this is
Yeah.
this is gonna be messed up.
And
Yeah.
plus, he's talking like he's had a couple of bags of heroin.
Oh, okay, cool.
So anyway, he says to me that he wants to come on tonight to do dinner and the show,
Okay.
and he wants to go on stage to.
Is it open mic night?
No, it's not.
Oh,
It's
boy.
actually Rich Ross. It's not a good night to go on stage with him. He'll rip you apart and tear you to shreds.
Okay.
He wants to go up on stage for 5 minutes
5 minutes.
to prove to his girl that he's an asshole because she thinks she's getting proposed to that night. And he has no intention of proposing to her and wants to embarrass her in front of everybody just to show how much of an asshole he is.
What the hell? That's messed up, man.
Besides a couple of words that I said to him that you're disrespecting my club, that you think I'm going to put you on stage with Rich Voss, I ripped into him saying, are you a fucking asshole? Now, I don't have a daughter, but you have a daughter.
Yes, I do.
If you heard your daughter's boyfriend was going to do that, would I have to pay bail?
There would be an incident. I'll leave it at that.
Besides the fact,
Now, Ryan, you have a sister who just got married, right?
Very true.
If your brother-in-law did something like that, would you and Dad be a little bit irritated and physical?
There'd be an incident.
Yes, there would be. Yeah.
besides the fact of all the other people in the audience, what they're going to say to him,
Yeah.
he may not make it out alive.
You might not have to do anything. The crowd might.
He'll get lynched.
Yeah, the mob mentality will kick in.
What goes through fucking people's minds? Now, I understand it's Valentine's Day and people get fucked up, and every woman who's in a relationship thinks, "Oh, tonight's going to be the night."
Some of the guys do. I mean, come on, it's a special.
you.
It's a special day.
Like
you
you.
know, absolutely.
You know, you always wait till the day after because it's not really yours.
Well, it makes
But-
it easy to remember the day. So
You know, it's easy to remember.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
that's not why I did it, honey.
But I just don't get it. And even like people calling up, and I know it's a guy's holiday to make a reservation.
Yeah.
It's a guy's
Yeah.
responsibility to
Yeah.
say, you know,
I-
let's take
I-
the bull by the horn. We're going out for Valentine's Day.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
Man, there's a lot of fucked up guys out there. You taking these phone calls, they have no fucking clue what they're doing. They can't even make a reservation.
So in other words, the girlfriend or the wife is always doing the reservations.
Always.
Always, yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
And then they'll say, I don't know if she's free that night. Okay. It's your girlfriend.
You would have an idea. You would think.
How'd you not know?
I don't know. Maybe she's stepping out. Maybe. You never know.
Menage a trois.
Well, yeah. What does that mean?
It's a fucking threesome, I think.
Voulez-vous say, yeah.
Isn't it?
Patty LaBelle said in the 70s. I don't know.
I mean, Valentine's Day, I mean, it's... And we got a couple of people who made reservations for 3 people.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if they're, you know, the friend doesn't have somebody.
Yeah, maybe.
Or maybe they're...
There's a special
there's
situation
a
for every
guy
case.
and
Yeah.
2 chicks. I don't know. It could be possible.
Well, you meet them at the door, so you'd be able to figure that out.
I
right away.
figure it out as soon as they
Right
come
away.
in, yeah.
I got a good seat for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
But,
this guy, you just like shot him down. He's not.
I shot him down. I asked him to call back, but I don't think he's going to
Did
call
you
back.
tell him to call back in about 5 minutes? Because
I
we
told
would
him
love
call
to
back.
have him on
Oh,
the show.
Yeah, no.
I
And
mean-
I threw it up on Facebook. I got
Yeah.
fucking people
Yeah.
commenting on
That's-
that.
I mean, you
they
know-
want to kill him and they don't even know him.
Well, let's find him. Shit, left it. Did you get caller ID?
I got the number. Oh, I got the number. I might even post it on Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, sir.
That might not be a bad idea.
Happy Valentine's Day. You're the fuck.
Yeah. You know, I mean, come on. That's just.
That's just, you know what? Listen, you want to break up with somebody, just do it. Just do it.
Well, think about
and
it.
accept it.
Well, what-
Because you know what? If I'm dating someone and I don't want to be with her anymore, can you not realize that? Listen, I don't want to be with you.
Well, that's where I was going to go with it. Let's look at this from another angle. And listen, I still think he's a prick.
Yeah.
But let's look at it from another angle. If he feels that way, so they've obviously been in a relationship long enough for him to consider
For
a
her
proposal.
to think.
Well, for him to consider a proposal.
No, he wasn't considering it at all.
No. I'm just saying.
She's expecting it.
Okay, but they've been together long enough to be
Yeah.
in that range.
At least a week. Depends. It's beach haven.
So
Ooh, I slipped. So if there's
Well,
a
there's
girl
only
from
6
Beach
people-
Haven
there's only 6
thinking to get
people.
engaged Valentine's Day, you're not getting it.
yeah,
Okay.
you may get something else that night. So,
Too bad Cindy and watch
so
him off
you
the
would
fucking
think
beach.
that at some point in time she would figure out that he doesn't feel really good about her. So, what kind of sick prick is this guy to string her along to make her
He's getting
think?
some.
We have.
He's probably getting some.
We don't know what they look like, so
Beach Haven.
year-round residents of Beach Haven too. I guess I'm sorry, you're not going to get people from
Nah,
Long
the
Beach Island coming up here. They think we're
dentist
done.
office went bankrupt down there.
Yeah, well, yeah. But I mean, come on, that's just so disrespectful. Maybe you should have invited him and say, you know what, sir? Yeah, we'll jump and then embarrass him on his way up to the stage. And maybe grab him.
You know what? Just talking to him, he would have been an asshole the minute he walked through the door. And you know what?
You get those.
Valentine's-
You
I
get
a
those
lot
one a
of
weekend,
fucking
right?
assholes. I
One
get
a
a lot of
weekend.
fucking assholes.
You know.
But I mean, breaking up. I mean, listen, all of us. Well, not you. You've been with lovely Christine for years,
Yeah.
but all of us have been broken up in bad ways.
Yeah,
I mean,
it happens.
I had 2 real bad breakups. I know I did 1 real bad breakup to somebody, besides my divorce. But this girl Dawn I dated back in.
He said the name.
I said the name. What the fuck? She ain't watching. So
She
anyway,
might be one of our 3 fans.
no, I don't think so. She was going away to college,
Okay.
and I met her in the hotel business. She was a front desk clerk, and treated me like gold. But I was 24.
Oh boy, this is not going down a good road.
All right. She was, she was a little longer than 24. May have been 23. And she was 19.
Okay. Wow.
Going to Johnson and Wales.
Oh, she was gonna cook.
Yeah. Well, we're going to the restaurant business, hotel
okay,
restaurant.
Yeah, okay.
So she told me to come up one weekend
To Rhode Island.
to Rhode Island.
I knew
Like,
that.
"Yeah, I'm
I
gonna
knew
come
that.
up. All of a sudden, on the dorm, there's guys coming in and out, girls.
It's college.
Now, where I came from,
Well,
so I'm like, oh, I can't fucking trust you.
Oh boy. So you went right off the deep end.
Right off the deep end. Yep.
Meanwhile, she could be an
Crushed.
executive
She was
chef
crushed.
making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year.
No.
Did you keep track of her?
Saw her on Facebook about 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, look good.
She look good? Huh?
Yeah, she looked good. I fucked up maybe.
Well,
Rolling dark.
you had that 5 minutes of jealousy really ruined it, huh?
But I had another one that I had dated, and not around Valentine's Day, but it's bad breakups. She was 20 when I met her.
And you were how old?
I was 24.
Okay. It's good.
And she swore to me, when I turn 21, I'm not going to go out to clubs. Don't worry about it. Things will be good.
Mm-hmm.
Went out for her 21st birthday. She went out to the club with her friends. Broke up with me the next day.
So she went for the quick.
She got a little taste.
You sure wasn't the tequila talking?
Nah, she got a little taste. She got a little taste of the guys out there.
Well,
But,
it happens. The kids go back to college.
Yeah,
These things happen.
yeah.
But they're young. They'll figure things out.
Yeah, fuck you, Patty. No, anyway.
Dawn and Patty.
Dawn and Patty.
That's 2 of you.
Yeah.
You said there was 3.
Yeah, well, the other one. The
I want to remind you.
The other
Go
one was
ahead.
actually a tearjerker. This one was a bad one. Yeah,
Pass
she
the
was,
Kleenex.
She was a woo-hoo. She was a cocktail waitress for me in one of the hotels I was at.
Oh.
And I met her, and she was 18.
Is it politically correct to call them a cocktail waitress?
Back then, yeah.
Back then? Okay.
Yeah.
They had the short little dresses on.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why, okay.
They were nice.
Kind of
But,
little drinks.
Little drinks.
The test tubes.
No, we didn't have test
Oh, no,
tubes.
you
It
were
was a hotel.
classy.
It was
You were
classy.
classy. You had plastic
The
cups.
martini glasses. Yeah, plastic cups. I wish. So she already had a 3-month-old baby when I met her.
Okay.
Baby's father dumped her the first month she was pregnant.
Oh, that was a rough year.
Yep. 4.5 years dated her.
Oh, you got to grow up with the kid. Oh. I could see where
Change
this,
diapers.
I can see where this is going. This is not going to
Taught
be
him how to
good.
walk, crawl.
You were like daddy.
I was daddy.
Did he call you? He or she?
He.
Did he call you daddy?
A
Yeah,
couple
maybe.
times.
A couple times.
Couple
Oops.
times. And all of a sudden, we had gone to the movies, dropped them off at home, drove home. It was from Elizabeth to Belleville.
Okay.
Call her up the next day when I wake up. She says, I'm going back to the baby's father. Goodbye.
I thought you said it was a tearjerker.
Well, now it's not. But back then it was.
That must have hurt. Oh, man, growing up with the kid.
So literally,
man, no,
hung
seriously.
up the phone, got in my car from Belleville to Elizabeth,
Well, you get there in 3 minutes?
got there maybe 12 minutes. She was gone.
What?
What happened was he was hanging out at night, the night before,
Oh, man.
saw me drop her off, begged, creed, plied, well, you name it, did it,
After
moved out.
So that leads me to believe that they were, when you were dating, that she was still having a little bit of a relationship with him. That doesn't happen overnight. Come on.
No.
Come on. That
No.
doesn't happen overnight. No, that does suck, because because when there's kids involved and you get emotionally attached, that sucks.
That is tough.
That sucks. What's her name?
That's Anna.
Fuck you, Anna. That was terrible what you did to Dino.
But yeah, she actually called back a few times. We kept in touch after the fact, after she...
Because she left him again.
Oh,
Probably.
no, she married him.
She
She married him, had 2 more kids, and called me up and said she made the biggest mistake of her life.
And you said, I could have told you that.
And I said, well, there's a couple things you need to do. And she moved down to Tennessee. I said, well, first of all, you have to get custody of your kids.
Yeah.
Second of all, you got to get a divorce.
Yeah.
Third, you have to move back to Jersey because I had a catering business at the time. How am I going to...
And you're not living in Tennessee.
Not living in Tennessee. I don't think I'd fit.
No.
So...
You stick out.
Yeah, like 2 short thumbs on that one. 2 short thumbs up on that one. So once you move back to Jersey, you have to find yourself a job. And then you got to find a place to live.
Oh, so you were laying out the rules.
And then at that point, then call me up and ask me if I want to go out and try again. And I'll give you an answer.
I take it you never heard from her after that conversation.
She actually contacted me right before my wedding and said that I'm happy for you and I'm glad you found somebody.
She's the queen of bad timing, isn't she?
Oh, she's horrible.
That's just
Horrible timing.
She's terrible.
Yeah. Well,
So how old's the
and
kid?
again, she fucked up.
So how old's the kid now, you think?
28, I think.
Oh my God.
28, 26.
Oh, oh boy.
Yeah.
Wow.
So is anybody crying out there? Because I'm not anymore. Are you crying?
No. I'm good.
If any was
I'm
crying.
good. I'm good. I had something in my eye.
So you had no bad breakups?
No, not really. Even before Chris, no, not really. Because if a girl looked at me the wrong way that I was dating, I just didn't even.
Nah, fuck 'em.
Yeah,
You were cool.
It wasn't. Well, not even just to be cool.
You were just too cool.
No, it's just not worth the bullshit. You know, and it wasn't about going out way. I got with my friends. It just you want to go. Go ahead. I mean, remember, I met Chris when I was 20. So
you didn't have many dates.
There wasn't that
before
many. There wasn't that many
Yeah.
before her anyway. So it didn't really matter. You know.
No, there's a ton on my end.
Yeah. So sorry. You know, but it's just not worth it. And I know I can only speak for my son. He's kind of like that too. You know, he's had one or 2 serious girlfriends. You know.
Yeah.
And I don't want to tell you too much on camera, but just don't want to put up with it. It's just not worth it. You know, you especially when you're young, you want to have fun.
Yeah.
You want to get emotionally attached. You don't want to get hurt. You know, and because there's that fine line of commitment when you're really young.
Oh, sure.
You know, and I mean, what do you do when you're 18, 19? I mean, now I bet you went to school with kids like I did that dated in high school and they're still married to this day. There's a lot of
Very,
people,
very few.
There's a few. I can name probably 2 or 3 couples that I knew of in high school that are still married to this day that dated in high school. So but think about it. That's rare though.
That's very rare.
I went to school with 450 kids, and you went to school with probably as many.
Yeah.
So it's a rare occurrence. You know, so I feel bad for you. I didn't know it. We learned something about Dino today. You and I did. I mean,
Not really. I think you knew.
I don't know about the kid thing. Though.
What's the Robert De Niro face for?
I don't know. That's my surprise look. Does he do heroin? You know, it's not bad enough that we have to pay for prisoners 3 square meters.
That's ridiculous.
Was it like 60 grand a year? Some people don't even make that in a year. But I just read that excuse me, they're reducing the phone call costs for prisoners to call home from prison. they should charge them $100 a minute. I mean, first of all, why are they getting phone calls? Unless they need
It's
something.
prison, isn't it?
Last time I checked. But, somebody's always got a cause. And this is not, it just affected the Jersey prisons now. But evidently,
so fucked
there's some kind of, what do you call the people with the causes? A group that have been championing keeping this stuff low price. You know what the one excuse was? I heard? Well, because the families foot the phone bills for their inmate relatives, and they have bills to pay. So they need to save money.
Well, maybe he shouldn't have got fucking arrested so he can go out and get a job.
Well, evidently the money that he stole is gone, is done. They can't pay the bills with the bank. I mean, come on. How messed up is that? So like I said, they get 3 square meals, which sometimes I don't even eat 3 times in a day. I mean, I can if I wanted to, but they get to go work out in a gym, right?
Yeah.
They get to go outside for some fresh air.
Yeah, at least an hour a day.
At least an hour a day.
I don't get that.
They get to read books in the library, magazines.
I haven't been in the library in years.
Some of the prisons, I guess, they get to watch TV. What?
Watch TV.
I'm sure. Well, we got to be.
Who's paying their Comcast bill?
Probably us.
Us?
I would say us.
Is it a deal, like, for the whole prison?
That would be a great account to have. Can you imagine working for Comcast?
Yeah,
I got all the prisons. I got all the prisons. Oh, good for you. I get a bonus.
They get pay-per-views too? If they have extra money from their check that they get?
You don't want them watching the adult stuff because they might get excited. So you have to be careful with that.
They get excited if somebody drops a bar of soap. Who are you kidding?
This is true. But why make it worse? You're gonna let them watch the MMA because
You know what? That's one way they can get fucked.
Literally.
Because you know what?
Literally.
Shame on them.
Yeah.
You know what? You went to prison for a reason. Shame on you.
So these are the things that people sit at home thinking about. Okay, I want to take up a cause. What do they cost to call? What do prisoners pay to call home? This is what you think about people.
Well, how about the people who want to put a rally together by the George Washington Bridge about Christie shutting the bridge down? What the fuck are you going to do during a rally? You're doing the same fucking thing.
Just stopping traffic.
You're doing the same fucking thing.
I think we should investigate those people, see if they have skeletons in their closet.
No, they have no jobs. That's the problem.
Oh, so they're the 90,
they have no jobs.
They're the
They're
99%. They're the 99%.
They're just out there.
Yeah, they're way out there.
Like, what was that thing with Wall Street back in the day?
The 99%ers, whatever they call it.
Nah, what was the thing called? Occupy Wall
They were
Street.
the 99% people. They're the ones that, because they were saying the 1% have all the money.
You know what? I guarantee you, if Toys R Us or Google came up to me, hey, listen, I have a $120,000 a year job for you. Bing!
Yeah, they'd be gone.
They drop the picket sign and go.
Yeah. And we'll give you stock options. Oh, even better. But
No, I feel corporate America is no good. Well, you're only going to pay about $27 a week in benefit. Oh, I would love to have that job.
No, what I loved about those rallies, they used to keep them
People.
behind. They used to keep them behind those fences. like cattle.
Doesn't that cost money to put the fence up?
Well, think about
What's this fucking bill?
Well, the thing is, you had to pay the
Why don't
cops.
we
Had
make a
to,
rumor? Why don't we have a rumor we're going to do a rally on Arnold Avenue tomorrow?
there is one. There's going to be one. But
Are they going to put fences up for us?
we can only hope. We could stack up a couple of your chairs, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. That might work.
You have any caution tape? But another thing about that, those idiots, they were rallying against people making all the money. But the cops that were there to protect them and everything like that were being paid overtime to protect them. And then the sanitation department had to come by and move all the gates and stuff like that. And then they were busting in porta potties. I know this is an old subject, folks, but they were busting in porta potties so they'd have a nice clean place to go pee. I mean, what the?
Come on. They were texting and tweeting on their iPhones. Who the fuck made their iPhones?
They were doing selfie. Hey, look at me. Look at me and Dino.
I'm occupying Wall Street. I'm defending big corporations being mean to us.
Is that a Samsung phone? Is that a BlackBerry? Is that an
BlackBerry.
iPhone?
It's a BlackBerry.
But I'm saying, this is what they were
really, I
using.
know.
So they're rallying against the people that they're actually. So those jackbags that are at the George Washington Bridge. You know what's funny though? You never see people on the other side of the George Washington Bridge picketing, or they weren't against that.
Don't get up in time.
DINO. But there's really no place to stand on the other side of the GW Bridge, right? Because once you get there, it's like all highways, right?
Yeah, it is.
So can you imagine these people trying to rally on the others? Is that the Bronx? Technically, is that Harlem? It's Harlem.
That's Harlem.
It's Harlem, right?
Exit 2.
So where are they going to rally? So you think those people walking across the bridge with their rally signs, we hate Christie too, even though we don't live here?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I mean, this.
That's ridiculous.
Have you ever gone to a rally? I mean, are you that passionate about stuff? I mean, we're passionate about some stuff. But am I going to take time out of my schedule to go to Michael's craft store to take my crayon and write, I hate Christie?
No.
What do you got? You got nothing else better to do?
This is our rally here.
Especially nowadays. Write a blog. Get a podcast.
Yep.
Post it to
No,
Twitter.
we don't want any more podcasts.
Yeah, but we're better.
We don't
than
want
that.
Fluffy passing us again.
Yeah.
But anyway.
I mean, but seriously, you're right. I saw those people, and the people, they take the pictures for the newspaper. They're standing with the sign. Who are these
anyway.
people? Anyway,
As you were speaking about the bridge, as we were talking about turbans, right? Did you?
I guess
did you
we
hear-
were.
Oh, going over the bridge, it's like, it's like a
Okay.
little bit of turban.
Turban,
over there.
you mean
my
the-
friend.
oh,
Well,
you're
anyway,
towel heads.
Towel heads. Ooh,
who said that?
Ooh.
Well, just a turban. It's a fancy name for it.
Not Tally from South Park. We're talking towel heads.
No, towel heads.
So, did you see that thing? I saw the story today, and I started laughing. There's an Iraqi suicide bomb school.
Oh, they have schools for that.
They have schools for that.
Are they getting snowed out with all the snow too?
I don't know.
Did it get snow over there in Iraq?
Sandstorms. So anyway, the camel went too heavy. Ooh,
Got to get 180 days.
the air quality no good today. So anyway, they teach you how to be a suicide bomber.
Oh, so they different classes.
It's
Like
a
like,
class. It's a
Monday
class.
might be shoe bombing.
Yeah.
Tuesday might be turban bombing, blow it up in your head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Wednesday's toothpaste.
Yeah, the toothpaste, right?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Depends on Wednesdays, and on Fridays, it's a free for all. It's probably show and tell.
It's fucking Fridays.
It's show and tell. Bring your homemade bomb to school.
So anyway,
Oh god.
22 people were in this class.
Yeah. What happened? I know the answer to this, but I want to hear it.
It's fucked up.
It is, but what happened? You know?
One of the students fucked up and blew up the class.
Oh wow, the whole class?
He blew up the class.
Wow, everybody?
Everybody's dead.
Teacher?
Teacher
Wow.
blew up the class.
He must have been a class clown.
Does he get an A plus?
Well, he does pass.
Or does he fail?
Well,
Is that an A plus or a fail?
Well, I think his parents will march in the graduation ceremony to pick up his diploma for him.
But how fucked up is that?
It is.
Like 5 years down the road, we have a bombing reunion. You know those fucking kids who go to that reunion, they're losers.
Yeah.
You didn't make it. You didn't make it. You didn't suicide yourself.
So how do they have? Yeah, how do they have a reunion? That's a good question.
They can't have a reunion. If you're successful,
It's kind
only
of.
losers go to a reunion in that case.
Yeah, I mean that'd be kind of embarrassing.
That would be embarrassing.
I like
But
that.
but now I gotta think.
Now seriously, I mean these are the jerk-offs that kill our American soldiers over there with those, with those bombs.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
So
how come we can't find this fucking school and bomb the school?
with a drone. Oh, did I say that?
Yeah.
Drones. Drones, they're not good.
But aren't they promised 72 virgins?
That many?
Each, yeah, when you create an act like
in
that.
In the afterlife.
In the afterlife. 72 virgins. So I just computed out, that's 22 people times 72. That's over 1,500 virgins.
Wow.
Are there that many out there right now?
It depends. Depends where you're looking. I don't know.
That's a lot of virgins. I actually had a couple people comment said, nah.
No.
They were women.
Well, maybe, yeah. Maybe they don't. They get to the afterlife and they say, "You're such an idiot.
You fucked up. You fucked up.
You didn't die in the natural way."
You go to heaven.
Yeah, that's their punishment.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you go to heaven.
yeah, that's their punishment.
Oh,
But
man.
that's messed
But this
up.
world is, oh my God.
You know, and
We're
the thing that
doomed.
scares me is that there's probably people in our country that probably have these kinds of. They probably go on YouTube. That's probably what happened.
They went on YouTube?
The kid probably cheated his homework, went on YouTube, and got his bomb off YouTube. He probably Googled it.
You Googled how to do the bomb.
I told you not to Google that.
Habib, Habib.
You do what I tell you here. You don't Google your homework.
Oh God.
So he probably got some shoddy material. He probably went to the local hardware store.
Yeah, he's like,
You know, he didn't use the good stuff.
I'm gonna save this local hardware store in Iraq.
There's got to be at least one. There's got to be at least one. Come on. I mean, that's fucked up.
He used camel manure instead of horse manure.
Yeah. You ever see those the videos that they have, the training videos? They show the same one over and over again. They show the same guy in a black thing jumping over the wooden.
What training videos?
Whenever they show the Al Jazeera videos,
Oh, okay.
like all these are the guys, they're training. And they show the same video over and over again. I think they have like 3 guys that have been trained. I mean, we gotta we gotta get these fuckers.
About time, right?
I mean, seriously. Like you said before, we can't find these schools. I mean, they're stupid for what that guy did, but we can't find these idiots. Get a drone, wind up the rubber band, put a bomb on it, and let it go and find it, and drop a little fucking bomb on them, and just say, okay, we're done. I mean, come on. I mean, enough is enough. Oh, but that's against their human rights. It's like, we don't want to do that.
We could find a
They
murderer
have
from
rights.
22 years ago
Yes.
with DNA.
Yes.
But we can't find a school.
No. No.
Obama.
So you're telling me there's some politics involved? You know, this is not a political show by any stretch, but
I don't understand how.
I don't get it. You can get a backwoods Louisiana sheriff that can go find somebody in the swamps, like you said, that's hiding out. But we have the FBI, the CIA, the Army, the Marines, the Navy, the Air Force, and we can't find one guy that's running a terrorist school in the Middle East. As I like to say, I'm just saying, maybe we should bring these guys up from Louisiana. Chewing tobacco.
Can you imagine if we did a selfie on his phone, this was really a bomb?
Let's not find out.